MFF, Mangroves for the Future, was launched in 2006 following the devastation caused by the Indian Ocean tsunami. The tsunami highlighted the vulnerability of coastal ecosystems and communities, a vulnerability that is now being exacerbated by climate change, high numbers of tourist travelers and other development, and overfishing. MFF began as a way to support the 6 countries worst affected by the Indian Ocean tsunami: India, Indonesia, Maldives, Seychelles, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. Since then, it has expanded geographically to become a truly regional initiative, now including Bangladesh, Pakistan, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar. At the same time, MFF's work has broadened from disaster relief to promoting investment in coastal ecosystems for sustainable development and building resilience among coastal communities. While mangroves remain the flagship species, MFF focuses on all types of coastal ecosystems. This unique partnership is co-chaired by IUCN and UNDP and has FAO, UNEP, and Wetlands International as institutional partners. Its success is due to its partnership-based approach, which links governments, civil society, the private sector, and major aid agencies. Through its projects, MFF promotes an understanding of the vital links between people and nature, a clear demonstration of how the health of communities and their livelihoods are related directly to the health of the natural systems they depend on. The MFF Grants Facility offers small and medium grants to support initiatives that provide practical, hands-on demonstrations of effective coastal management in action. Each country manages its own MFF program through a national coordinating body, which includes representation from government, NGOs, and the private sector. The Small Grants Facility, or SGF, is administered by the MFF National Secretariat, which is hosted by the Sri Lanka Country Office of IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature. By providing small grants to support local community action, MFF helps empower communities by building best practice upwards from the grassroots level.
82 projects carried out at the local level in several coastal areas around the coastline have been implemented in 2 phases in the last 5 years, extending along various parts of Sri Lanka's coast. In Kokilai and Nairu lagoons in the northeast, Batikla Lagoon and the coastal stretch from Pottuwil to Panama in the east, the Rakava Usangoda Kalamatia coastal stretch in the south, Madhuganga in the southwest, Puttalam Lagoon and the coastal areas of the Mannar district in the northwest, and several locations in the Jaffna district, including Jaffna Lagoon and Delft Island. These projects focus on 3 thematic areas: livelihood enhancement, research, and the creation of conservation awareness and capacity building.
Coastal fishery in Sri Lanka is valued at $107 million per year. Yet, there is an immense pressure on fishery resources through overexploitation and use of bad fishery practices. Providing supplemental income to fishers through alternative livelihoods and education and awareness on reasons affecting fishery sources are urgent conservation needs. 35 grants through MFF, ranging from fish culture and animal husbandry to traditional weaving and dried fish manufacture, have supported and empowered local communities. In addition, their acquired knowledge on coastal conservation contributes towards better and sustainable coastal livelihoods.
This video highlights 2 of these livelihoods enhancement projects. The first relates to the efforts of the local NGO, the Marine and Coastal Resources Conservation Foundation, and aloe vera cultivation for women of fisher families, initially in Kalpidia. These women grow aloe vera in their home gardens. After about 3 to 4 months of growth, the leaves are cut at the base and sold to a cosmetics company. This project has proven to be a huge success, as aloe vera is in high demand for cosmetic and pharmaceutical industries and has resulted in a 26% increase of income for the families that participate. A beneficiary says, "We did not have relief like this before. Now we earn 5,000 to 6,000 rupees extra per month from this project, and that provides great relief from this project for our lives." Kokilai Lagoon is well known for shrimp and mud crab fisheries, as well as other fisheries. There are many families in the area who depend on the mud crab fishery. There is a ready market for live, undamaged mud crabs over 350 grams in weight, but fishermen use nylon nets to catch mud crabs, with the consequence that claws, nippers, and pincers are damaged, crabs die, and other untargeted species of fish and other fauna are also caught and wasted as bycatch. Through an SGF project, a traditional method of mud crab capture was revived. I wanted to promote target fishing for crabs. The objective was to reduce unwanted fish in the catch. Earlier, the fishermen used nylon nets for catching crabs. Now, they have a target method. If they want it, they can keep it. If they don't want it, they can discard it. Everyone is earning something day to day, perhaps 1,000 or 4,000 rupees as supplementary income. Household income has increased. The second theme of SGF grants is research. A continuing problem in conservation is the lack of science-based knowledge on which sound management decisions can be made. A total of 13 MFF SGF projects focused on research. Groundwater in the east, mangroves in the east and northeast, seagrasses in the northwest, and sea cucumbers in the north. The Postgraduate Institute of Science, University of Peradeniya, obtained an SGF grant to study groundwater quality in the Panama coastal area. Their results showed that there was saltwater intrusion and pollution from agrochemicals in 33 ground wells assessed. Following up on this study, with another grant from MFF, these same researchers set out to examine the seasonal and spatial variation of water quality in the Panama Lagoon and found a strong seasonal variation in water quality. The lagoon receives a substantial amount of water from surrounding streams, which are loaded with heavy agricultural runoff, which pollutes the lagoon. Sea cucumbers, marine invertebrates found on the seafloor in shallow seas, are harvested and processed. Then, called bêche de mer, these are considered a culinary delicacy. In Sri Lanka, the sea cucumber fishery is an open-access, unregulated fishery. Sea cucumbers are exported en masse to China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Taiwan. Prices for bêche de mer have risen considerably over the years. This fishery is showing signs of stress in Sri Lanka from overexploitation. A team from the Department of Fisheries, University of Jaffna, armed with an MFF SGF grant, set out to identify species diversity and abundance of sea cucumbers in the Jaffna Lagoon and assess the ecology of the sites where each species was found. The team found that in the short space of 5 years after the civil unrest, overexploitation had been intensive. The team convened a meeting of all stakeholders related to the sea cucumber fishery, including fishermen. There was consensus among these stakeholders that stocks were under serious threat and declining, and that an initiative to reverse the trend was essential and urgent. At these meetings, all stakeholders developed a set of guidelines for the culture of sea cucumbers in the Jaffna Lagoon in specific locations recommended by the team. This use of scientific knowledge to make practical, on-the-ground decisions, and most importantly, to include resource users in decision-making, was timely and pragmatic.
The third SGF theme is the creation of awareness and capacity building. The first project shown in this video was implemented in the Bar Reef area of Kalpitiya. Bar Reef, a marine sanctuary running parallel to the coast from the northern end of the Kalpitiya Peninsula, has high ecological, biological, and aesthetic significance, being the home of 156 species of coral and 283 species of reef fish, as well as charismatic marine mammals such as blue whales, sperm whales, and spinner dolphins. Yet, here there is overexploitation of fisheries resources, unsuitable fishing methods, and pollution from human activities. Last year, illegal purse seine fishing resulted in the deaths of over 100 dolphins. Funded by the MFF SGF, the San Sebastian Fisheries Cooperative Society carried out awareness programs for fisheries cooperative societies, government officials, and hotel owners. Materials such as leaflets and message boards were also produced. As a consequence of this project, an association of boat owners has been formed, and there is now self-regulation within communities. This project shows clearly that increased knowledge results in increased self-management.
Another awareness project in Mannar focused on its iconic baobab trees brought to the island by Arab traders around 700 AD. It is estimated that there are about 40 baobabs in Sri Lanka, of which most are found on Mannar Island. These baobabs of Sri Lanka are protected as antiquities by Gazette notification, yet are now being threatened by various human actions. The Al-Azhar Fisheries Cooperative Society decided to do something about these threats to the baobabs of Mannar with a grant from MFF. They simply built low protective walls around the baobab trees and added boards to create awareness. These simple measures have served to attract local and foreign tourists to look at these trees. This is the first step toward their conservation.
At the national level, MFF convenes workshops that view coastal ecosystems as complex social, ecological, political systems and discusses with all stakeholders and a range of experts concrete steps for the future of Sri Lanka's coast. In addition, MFF projects have had unexpected snowballing effects. Firstly, these MFF grants have served as a springboard for the extension of the reach of the original project. The aloe vera project now markets a health drink, involves more fisher families, and is also being implemented in the eastern coast. The second unexpected benefit from these small grants is that other partners became interested, wanting to be involved. In the groundwater study in the eastern coast, the results have roused the interests of a Swedish university, which has partnered with the Ecological Association of Sri Lanka to further advance these studies. Results from the first study were published in a peer-reviewed scientific journal. The third benefit is the slow and steady accumulation of scientific knowledge that will serve as a baseline for sound decision-making. The results of the study of mangroves in the previously inaccessible eastern coast has resulted in the declaration by the Forest Department of some of these mangrove areas as conservation forests. This approach taken by MFF to implement small-scale, local-level projects whose accrued benefits provide dividends at a much larger national level.